This is the plaintiff, Jay. He says he rented a room in the defendant's house, and the thief stole his debit card from his room and made unauthorized charges on it. He also stole his birth certificate and social security card, and when he confronted him about it, the crazy lunatic attacked him. Who does that? He's suing for $798.06, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Michael. He says he never should have rented a room to the plaintiff because the guy's nuts. He even tried to break him and his wife up by telling her he was cheating on her. He lied to the cops, claiming he attacked him, and now he's lying about his debit card and other things he claims were stolen from his room. In fact, the guy owes him money for unpaid rent, and he fully intends to get it today. He's accused of being a rotten roommate. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $300 for back rent and stolen food.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff rented a room from the defendant and says that the guy stole his birth certificate, his credit card, and his social security card. The defendant says the nerve. The plaintiff tried to break up his marriage by telling his wife he was cheating. It's the case of You Undocumented My Life.
Thank you, Douglas. All right, so you rented a room in the defendant's apartment, is it, or house?
House.
In the defendant's house, correct? How'd you come across that room?
Craigslist.
Craigslist. So you move in when?
December, around December 27th.
All right, and you stay there until when?
Till January, mid-January.
What happened in mid-January?
There was a confrontation, and there was a lot of yelling and stuff in the house, and so.
About what?
It was just multiple things. That it was mainly between him and his wife, and so.
What were they arguing about?
Because I don't remember the exact situation that it was, but I can't deal with a lot of argumentative stuff, and so.
Okay, what was the argument about?
There was no argument. The dates are incorrect, what he's saying.
Okay, go ahead. So go on.
And so I left and went to my soon-to-be husband's house. I called him and I told him that I was moving out because I could not deal with the argumentative stuff, and I'm not going to sit there because we had multiple times that he was going to have another girl come over, and I wasn't going to be a part of that, where he wanted me to keep secret that him and this other girl would be doing stuff, and I'm not that type of person to lie to someone that, you know, that they're supposed to be together. I'm not going to sit there and hold secrets.
Okay, now your version of that is a little different, that according to you, he was causing problems between you and your wife, telling your wife about other girls.
No. He was causing problems by what he did.
Which is?
He moved in January 16th and moved out January 31st.
When did the problem happen between you and him?
When it came to when he wanted not to pay the rent.
When did that happen?
That was January 31st.
How did that happen? Tell me what happened.
How did it happen? I called him, asked him, said, "Are you coming back tonight?" Because I usually cook dinner for everybody in the house. He said, "I'm not coming back because of what you did to me and the assault."
Wait. Had there been an assault?
No, there was not.
Had he called the police and said there was an assault?
He went to the hospital and did a police report there, supposedly.
Okay. Do you have some kind of report?
I do have a police report.
May I see the police report?
The police report number was in one of my files, and I do not have it on me.
Do you have the police report, yes or no?
Yes.
May I have the police report?
Oh, no, not on me.
Okay, this is the trial. This is when I need it. So he tells you that he's not going to stay there. Why?
Because he said that I assaulted him and I put hands on him on January.
So all that happens on January 31st?
Correct. He said this allegedly happened at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
I was at work from 10:45 until 5 o'clock that night.
Okay.
It's a sub shop in Columbus.
Do you have proof that you were at work then?
I don't have it with me, but I have my boss's.
Where do people think that they're going to need the proof of the stuff that they are claiming in court under oath? Do they think there's some other time I'm going to visit their homes and get it?
They must.
Okay. So now, according to you, what is it that happened? Tell me about the assault.
So he grabbed me and wanted the keys back. I told him no.
Where did he grab you?
Like, he grabbed my arm.
Okay. And said, I want the keys back.
Yes.
Okay, why did he want the keys back?
Because he wanted me out of there.
Why did he want you out of there?
Because I kept telling him that if he was to cheat on his wife, I would tell her.
So you had told her?
I didn't tell her till after I left. I told her.
Why is he grabbing your arm? Because you said you were going to tell her? Or
yes, because I said.
All right. So then what happens?
And so then I was leaving out the door, and he slams the door on me. I do not have a photo of the bruises, but I have everything else.
Okay. So what else do you have? Did you end up going to the hospital?
Yes, I did.
Over the arm grab?
Yes.
Okay. May I see that the reports from the hospital?
I do not see it in here. I have the follow-up, but that's all I have.
But it's really not a follow-up. All this says is your blood pressure was elevated, and it talks about the medication. It doesn't tell me a thing about that.
I understand that.
So according to you, the confrontation and the arm grabbing happens on what date? I can't tell from looking at a police report because you don't have one. I can't tell from looking at the hospital entry for that date. It happened
on January 13th, and January 15th or 16th, I left.
Okay. So now what happens on January 31st?
January 31st, I wasn't even near the house.
Okay. When you say you left, did you take everything with you?
No. When we went back to get my things, and
how much of it? All of your things, or part of it?
Yes, all my things.
Okay,
and
so
then,
you were leaving, and when did you do that?
The 2nd
of February.
Yes.
Why didn't you just do it in January so that
because
February wouldn't
be... I was still cooling. I was still cooling down. I
so
got
you go
the key.
on February 2nd, and the rent is how much a month?
He wrote down 600 plus another 100 for deposit.
703?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go back on February 2nd to get your things. You have not paid February rent, and you discover that what?
My debit card is missing. My Social Security card's missing. My birth certificate's missing, all which I have pictures of that were on the table.
So you believe that what?
I believe that the defendant had taken everything that, like my Social Security card, my debit card, and my valid ID, my birth certificate. He has.
And you also believe he withdrew cash from the ATM using your debit card?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on?
So is this guy out of line to tell the wife of the other guy that the other guy is cheating on her? What do you say?
Yeah, he should mind his business.
He should mind his business?
Stay neutral, stay out of it, yeah.
Everybody agree? Stay neutral, stay out of it?
Oh my God. I mean, as a wife, I would like to know, but I mean, I guess I would stay neutral.
You say what?
I would stay neutral.
You don't sound very convincing going inside the courtroom.
I don't have his birth certificate for one. I didn't take his debit card.
Did you debit from his account the $703?
No, ma'am, I did not. Why would I do that?
Because you want rent. That's why, and his stuff is still there. That would be a reason.
The day in question was January 31st. I was at work that morning. I come home, he's nowhere to be found. Usually he's there.
Was he there on January 30th?
Yes, he was. January 30th.
January 29 and 28?
He was there every day until January 31st.
Okay, that's the first day that you don't see him.
That's the first day I didn't see him.
Do you have any text between you and him during the end of January?
No, I do not.
Why
I have a voice clip that he sent to my wife threatening to come to my house on February 2nd with a 9mm to shoot me and my wife.
That's the day that the withdrawal is made, right? February 2nd?
That was the night of the 1st.
So let me hear the clip.
No, the whole reason that I'm moving out is due to the fact that he has done very bad things to me. And not only that, but he has tried cheating on you. And you just stick to it like you are okay with that. I'm not. I'm not a liar and I'm not a thief. And if you guys want me to come back, I'll come back, but I'll come back with my 9mm due to the threats that he had made.
I did say that.
I'm not playing this game.
Do you possess a 9mm?
No. Your Honor, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
I only said that because of the fact of what's going on, and he called and threatened me before that.
Okay, so there's no police report, there's no hospital report. What we have is money exiting your account on February 1st. How did he have your password in order to do that?
Because all my password is the last four of my social.
Well, that doesn't seem like a very good idea.
No.
Okay.
And he knew that from day one.
What say you to the allegation that you had his Social Security card and that you put it in there and that you paid yourself?
I don't have his Social Security number. I don't know it.
Did you get paid?
No, I didn't.
You didn't get paid for February?
No.
Okay.
And the agreement was $400 plus the $75 deposit total to move in, which would be $200.
So it was an ATM, there was an ATM cash withdrawal of $703 on February 1st.
Another question.
Okay, so there wasn't money going to him on February 1st. The proof that you're showing me is that someone with your ATM card took out $703.
Correct.
That's all you're showing me. So did you ever report this to the police?
Yes, I did, but I don't know what happened because they're still doing an investigation. Everything's being taken their slow, sweet time.
Well, that can happen. I mean, that's how that works. Molasses up a mountain. But tell me about but are they going to pull the video to see who?
Yes.
Because this is really easy. This is super easy. All they got to do is pull the video from February 1st and see who pulled out the money on that transaction. So either he's going to get arrested for theft.
I talked to the detective exactly last Monday. He stated that he's going to give me an update when I call on Friday.
So there is, in fact, an investigation that is pending. Have you been contacted by the detective?
No.
Okay. So that may or may not be happening. This is a very easy case to prove or disprove. There is a video at every ATM. There's a camera. So there will be evidence. So either you are lying and you filed a false police report and you're going to be in a heap of trouble, or you are guilty and you stole the guy's money and you're going to be in a heap of trouble. I just wish we knew now. You have a counterclaim against him for $300. Tell me about that.
The counterclaim is for the rent of January, from January 16th to January 31st, is $200.
Right, but wait a minute. The prorated rent.
Prorated rent from the $400 is $200, plus the $100 for the groceries because he was eating my food.
Right, but hold on one second. When did you prorate rent? According to you, he didn't even move in until when?
He moved in January 16th.
Right, so that's why you prorated January rent. So what you're looking for is rent for a time when he wasn't there?
No, time that he was there. He was there.
Okay, so according to you, you moved him in without him paying rent?
He paid nothing at all.
So why do you move somebody in who pays no money? Have you ever heard of a landlord doing that? Saying, sure, come on in, we'll worry about money later?
I have once, but that was a rare case.
Yeah, I've been doing this a long, long time. I've never heard it. Yeah. Did you pay rent in January?
No.
All right, I really want, in the worst way possible, for the truth to come out at some point. And so instead of just ruling on your case, stop talking. Instead of just ruling on your case, because you've come here empty-handed, I'm going to do you the favor of dismissing this case without prejudice. That means, stop talking. Or I could just rule. You want me to just rule? No. Trust me, you don't. That means that you can bring this case back up again once the police have that video. By the way, you can get that video from the bank yourself if the police are dragging their feet too much. Okay. Okay? And you could also tell the police, here are my witnesses who he called, which the only way he could do that is if he kept my phone, and let the investigation go where it's going to go. I can handle the counterclaim. The counterclaim is $100 for groceries and $200 for rent for January. Do you have any evidence of $100 worth of groceries?
I don't have my receipt with me.
Okay. And the prorated rent, you agree that you did not pay rent in January, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so I'm finding in favor of the defendant for $200 on the prorated rent of January. So that takes care of the counterclaim. As far as the claim is concerned, I am going to dismiss that without prejudice for you to raise it again at some point once the police or you have obtained the video. Okay? That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
So the judge has fined for the defendant on the countersuit. Jay, the plaintiff, is on his way out of the court. You realize the big favor the judge just did for you?
Yeah, unfortunately.
No, seriously.
Yes.
She's made it possible for you to bring this case back to court again.
Yes.
And you got to go to the cops now.
Yes.
And get this investigation cleared up.
And get the surveillance.
The video from the bank.
Yes.
All of this. Because if you're right, you may prevail. Okay? So good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right, Michael's on his way out of the courtroom. I'm tempted to ask you, are you at all nervous, if you'll step over here, when they find the video from the bank?
I'm not nervous. I'm innocent. He's a pathological liar, and he needs to learn his lesson. You can't lie to law enforcement because it's going to come back on you.
Okay.
And that's all I got to say.
Very good. Good enough. Okay. Thank you very much. Harvey, we'll bring this case to a close. What do you think?
By the way, if the defendant really did steal the plaintiff's money, that is serious. That is not only a felony, it's actually several felonies. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.